Hello, everybody. Can you hear us?
That's weird. It turned on and Rich is gone.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Hey, everybody. Good evening.
But
It's
hello.
Saturday.
Yep. Oh my gosh, he's going to be pissed.
There we go. You guys hear me now?
Yeah, what happened?
Yeah, man.
I don't hear any of you.
Uh-oh. Can you hear us now?
Was it a problem with the studio or something else?
Not sure what happened here.
Video title, Three Dogs.
Okay. Hopefully everybody can hear us.
Yeah, they say they can hear us.
Yeah, I couldn't hear anybody. My screen went completely black and all of my inputs changed for some reason. I don't know what happened.
Well, I'm not getting any comments refreshing on my end.
I'm seeing them coming in.
Yep.
Rich just loves to reload.
Yeah.
Let me refresh the page.
Yes, Rich loves technology. Hey, everybody. Well, we'll work through these first couple minutes. I'm pretty sure everything is working. Not sure exactly what happened here, but I know it was something on my end because my screen went black and everything changed.
And now I can see comments after refreshing.
There you go.
I guess it's something that my computer did. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. Let me just jump off of the screen for a moment so we can, you guys can see us a little bigger. Yeah, you're right, Ben. Gotta love technology. So tonight we're doing a few different things. We really haven't looked at each other's projects yet. And I know I haven't. The only one that I looked at was Patrick's, and I just changed it. He designed it in Lightburn 2.0, and I just saved it in 1.7 so that you wouldn't get the error message. But I haven't looked at Jeremy's yet, and I really didn't look at Patrick's. So
good. I didn't want you to.
Yeah, I just resaved it. I opened it and resaved it. But anyway, we're all, I think, on a 4th of July theme for today, being that
ish, yeah,
sort of.
I am.
Sort of.
I am definitely.
And everybody's saying hello in the comments. I think I'll leave the comments up over here so that you all can see it, especially the people that are watching the replay. Sometimes they don't actually see the comments. So I am finally back in the laser lab next door out of my office, and we got everything rearranged in here. The biggest nightmare in here wasn't moving all of the tables and workbenches around. It was redoing all of the wiring. So everything that worked before didn't work after we rearranged the workbenches. But now I think we've got almost everything working, and we're ready for tonight's live stream. Thank you all so much for joining us. Thank you, Patrick and Jeremy, for being here. And we'll get started with projects. Haley C is saying you all seem to be from the U.S. here, and I'm at the bottom of Australia.
I was just reading that.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny because their toilets to go the other way.
Yeah, his toilet water goes the opposite way.
I'm so jealous.
Anyway,
I thought it was the clocks that did that.
So I guess we should start tonight by we're going to be sharing some projects with you, and those projects are right underneath the video right now. So if you click on the little ... more to open up the description, you'll see a link to the download. And if you just right click on that link and choose Save Link As, you can save those files. So in my files tonight, I've got two different types of files. I've got a Lightburn art library, and you can't open that file. You have to go to Lightburn, and you have to go to the art library and click load to load it that way. Or if you don't use Lightburn, there's also an SVG folder with all of the files that I've done for tonight. So what I did tonight, let me show you what I did. In my files, I've provided enough files tonight, and they're all original files, for you to do a 4th of July diorama if you so choose, or you can use them in any way that you want. Let me switch over to Lightburn and show this to you. So here is the library itself over here. And if we take a look at some of these, we'll start with the first one, and that is the actual, and for some reason, hang on one second. When I double click this particular file, it doesn't come out. So this is the original type Old English for the year 1776. So rather than look for a font, I just trace that with the pencil tool. And then I've got pictures of the founding fathers, the Declaration of Independence. So here is a picture of like all of the founding fathers. And this is a really high quality vector. So these took me the better part of a week to get done. And these are all done from paintings. So these are all traced from paintings. And then I've got them all individually with the names in case you don't know who they are. So when you open them, they may look a little funny because your window may be in wireframe. And that is the way the trace is supposed to look. And the reason why I trace them as vector or vector raster files is because so that they come out looking exactly like the painting itself. So there's Ben Franklin. Then you've got all of the others. Then I also included in here, let's see, a couple of battle scenes. So there's one. There's a second one. And the Declaration of Independence is in here. And this one really got a lot of work. Now, you won't really be able to read all this. I mean, you can read it to some degree, but, it's such a small file. It's designed for the laser. The things that I concentrated on was the title and the signatures. And the rest of that, when you're doing something that's small, like 12 inches or so, you're not going to be able to read it anyway. And, okay, so let me delete that. Then I did a couple of eagles, and these are a combination of AI, and then I enhanced them with lines. So it's partial AI and partial pencil tool. I did 3 versions of the eagle and the flag. Then I did some fireworks over here. This is fireworks over the Potomac River, and you got the North Star and a couple other stars in there. So again, this one was partial AI and with a bunch of editing. And I've got some soldiers. So you can take all of these things, and then, of course, each of the founding fathers separately. So you can take all of these things and create your own diorama should you want to. And that's the purpose of my files for tonight. So you've got that Lightburn art library as well as the SVG files. And I'm going to run a couple of them tonight on the Eon behind me. I have the Mira 5 back there set up. And I'm going to run, I think I'm going to run the Declaration of Independence because I did a patron live last night where I ran it with the line after fill. And I want to see if I can get the same results without the line after fill on the little text. So I'm going to run it on the Eon tonight. And I think I'll run a couple of the other ones too. I haven't run any of these but the Declaration of Independence so far. Patrick, what are you doing tonight?
All right. I have, let's see, 4 different graphics that I put in my file, and I'm going to do different projects with those. So first thing I did was took this graphic, which you'll get, and I did a couple offsets, and I'm going to do 2 different types of fill on this with wood and make a little plaque out of it. All I'm going to do is I have the cut line. I just need to add a cutout for a little hole there so I can hang it up. And then I also have this graphic, which is sized for a hat patch. So it's got a already there, sized and ready to go. So I'm going to make a patch on Lone Star leatherette. So I've got a wood leatherette, and then I have, let me pop this one up. I'm going to take this same graphic and do it in its inverse on a piece of 10 by 12 clear acrylic using the CO2 Galvo. And then I'm going to install that into one of my acrylic bases. It's something I designed and 3D printed. And then put a light strip in the bottom and make a light out of it. So I'll show you those once it's complete and I'll put it together.
Nice.
Cool.
That is it. And in case anybody's been wondering, I've been absent from my channel. I switched jobs. I'm back to work full time, and I promise I'm going to get an update out hopefully tomorrow, maybe even a video. But that's where I've been, just the transition and working a totally different schedule, 12-hour days, and it's making me tired, and then I'm already tired on top of that. So it's just getting used to that. I feel like I'm starting to get into groove. So I'll be back starting this week.
They'll be here. Don't worry about it. Take a break.
Yep.
Jeremy, what are you up to? I know you did a show today, right?
Yeah, I was at a farmer's market show today, and I, too, did a hat patch, and I stuck it to a hat, and somebody saw it immediately and bought it, so I don't have that to show you. But I, too, did some eagle stuff. I did a gnome saluting the flag. I did a cow blowing fireworks on its nose. I did Bigfoot running with some sparklers. And just another Bigfoot in the woods with a flag behind him. And you're going to get all of those twice. One will be burnt on the wood. Oh, and there's something special with that. These have magnet backs. All cut out in the shape, so you don't have to worry about that. And this is the magnet. Peel and stick, self-stick, and it's good. It's got some good glue on it. I just cut a piece of plywood the size of this, put it in the laser, line everything up, burn it, and I have all of these magnet pieces all cut out, already attached, and they're good to go.
I do a lot with the magnet stuff myself.
Yep. And then I put some of those graphics on leather wallets. I made this jig to hold these leather wallets out straight so you can do a full wrap.
Nice.
Here's the Bigfoot on one. Yep. Sold a couple of those today. And then I'm doing some experiments with some of my other files that some of you may or may not have gone to my website and bought. And we're going to burn magnets out of those with a couple of different settings for different shades. So we're going to see how those work. I have none of them yet, so you're going to be as surprised as me when we see them when they come off the laser.
Awesome. Okay. Well, I'm going to leave the comments up on the screen, and I'm going to get ready to get started. I'm going to go set up the Mirror 5, turn on my compressor, my air compressor, and my smoke extraction, and get some files loaded in Lightburn and do some editing on them to see if I can reproduce what I did with line after fill on the Constitution. The Declaration of Independence, and cut the time down, because the time on it, I think, was 16 minutes for the engraving, but it was an hour and 20 minutes with the line after fill. So I'm going to see if I can't just change that. And there is a question about the magnets right here. Are the magnet sheets laser engraver safe? I don't know.
I don't have an issue.
I would say that if you have a good smoke extraction system, Hey Steve, nice to see you. If you have a good smoke
400.
extraction system, you don't have to worry about many things. You just have to worry about where the smoke goes outside. So my outside vent is 14 feet up in the air, and everything should disperse by then. But these are available on Amazon.
In my video description on my channel is a link to the magnets.
And Haley is saying she, I don't know if that's a she or a he. I'm going to craft along with you guys in the background. Great. Okay. I got my first 22 watt Falcon about 3 weeks ago, and this channel is my go to for learning. Awesome.
Cool.
Glad to hear that.
Thank you.
Glad to hear it.
That's awesome.
By the way, I wanted to give a shout out to Steve. So Venturi, he's in the chat right now. I watched his triple header video this morning, I think it was, and he did. Let's see, he 3D printed something, and then he printed something, and he did like a light box, and it came out awesome. It was a great video. I loved it.
Cool.
I don't have the actual Eufy printer. I turned that down because I'm really not into printing. But you want to go watch that channel. Go over to Venturi's and watch that video from this morning. It was really fun video to watch, and it came out super great. So the end result on the project. So I'm going to go get set up now on the Mira 5, and I'm just going to drop a piece of 12 by 12 wood in and turn on my my filter box and my compressor. I'll be right back, guys.
I had to stop that and start it over for some reason. Setting got messed up, I think. Now it looks better.
Thanks, Steve.
Let's see how this goes.
Three Dogs Custom messaged me on the video and was asking me why the title was different than the video. And well, the reason behind that is, well, you see, you're supposed to hit save when you change the title name when you figure out that you titled it to the wrong video, and I didn't do that.
Oh, I know what's wrong. That needs missing a 0.
Sorry about the noise, guys. I hope you don't hear too much of it. I don't think you do, because I did a live stream last night for my patrons, and it was pretty quiet.
What happens whenever I rush and get ready? Miss the 0.
All right, I'm checking out my file. I got to download it because it's fine on my end. Off my okay. Let me see if I can download it.
So what I'm doing here is I'm changing the settings on this to try and make the wording darker. So I'm going to set this to 900 millimeters per second, and I'm going to do max power of, let's see, I'm going to do max power of 90.
There, you can see a difference. That's what happens when you forget a zero. Now I'm going to get set up for the acrylic.
All right, so I'm doing 300 LPI, and maybe I don't need that much. It's really small text. No, I'll leave it at 300. All right, so the black layer, which is the signatures and the top heading, is I'm going to leave that the way it is. So that's 1,000 millimeters per second, 90 max power, 50 min power, with a line after fill of 600 millimeters per second and 15 power and 10 minimum. I think I might be able to duplicate what I did last night in a lot less time doing it this way. So now that I've got those layers set, I'm going to group it back together, and I'm going to turn this sideways as well. Put it in the middle and size it to a width of 11.75, like that. And I'll check my framing real quick.
Well, I can't even open my own file from the download for some reason.
Uh-oh, that's not
And
good.
the name has been changed to the 4th of July hat patches, which is weird because that's not what I sent.
4th of July what?
It's 4th of July hat patches.
I didn't think I changed the name.
It's what it says. 6/27, so that was yesterday. I don't know. I can't open it. So I don't know. It's fine on my end. I'm sorry. Send me an email at htlcustoms.pro@gmail.com and I will send you the file.
Well, it could have been something I did in the processing, but I didn't change it intentionally.
Cool. Check the gnomes and find out if they're messed up. J. Mahenick.
What text are you talking about, Carl?
He might be talking about the name underneath on your screen, maybe.
Sorry guys, I can't see anything that's going on. I'm trying to get set up over here.
Haley, I just personally use whatever works. Some plywoods are good, like the 3mm stuff. Some are good for cutting. Some are good for engraving. Some are good for taking paint and stain. Some aren't. Yes, there are two. There are two gnomes. There are two of everything. One is set for a black background, aka like a hat patch. So if you have like a black carbon fiber that goes to white or silver, that's what that one's for. Then the other one, if you look at that one, is set for doing it on the wood. Right there. There's my camera. So there's two of everything. Each one of them should have an inverse thing, so you can put it on black like a business card or a hat patch, so that, for instance, this guy right here won't turn out like that if you put it on a hat patch. So I did a lot of work to that guy to get it to work on a hat patch. Patrick, if I send you a picture, can you put it up? I think I have a picture of the hat.
Yes.
All right. And you'll get to know what I'm talking about.
Okay, I think I finally got it set up here. Uh-oh. What is that? There's water there. I got to stop this job. Hang on.
Oh, I know what you're saying. Here are the comments so you can see all the things.
Okay, I sent it to the LMR chat. Yeah, solid wood. I really have been enjoying the solid cherry, the solid maple for making my earrings instead of the plywood now. It's a lot stronger when you're doing all the intricate cuts. Awesome, Larry.
All right, here is Jeremy's hat, and there we go.
There you go. So on wood, one version will do that, and
Oh,
on
sorry,
the
Jeremy,
hat,
I put it full screen.
well, that's fine.
Hold on.
That's fine.
Okay.
So each file will have one will work on something like this and on the plywood. I tried to, and I did a lot of work making sure I had them all correct and burned right and everything else. So hopefully, hopefully they go good. Thinking of Steve when he did the Sasquatch.
I don't know what's going on. I had some water come through there.
Condensation in your airline. Does it have a built-in pump?
What's that?
It has a built-in pump, doesn't it?
I have the pump bypassed. I have it on my compressor, and I have 2 water separators. I just went and emptied both of them. Neither one of them had water in it. Just going to run this job one more time and see if there's any still left in the line.
I do not stream anything to Twitch or hardly Facebook, or it's all basically just YouTube right now. I'm not very technically motivated to figure all that stuff out. So, yeah. I don't really stream anything. I can't answer that question. I don't have any X-Tool stuff. You're looking at a guy who's just like the rest of y'all, and all I have is used machinery. So I haven't gotten a new laser yet. And the used stuff works just fine. And this one's going to the show with me in 2 weeks. Howdy, Thomas.
Sorry, guys, if you've been talking to me, I haven't been able to hear you.
No, Jay Bake just wishes that the Aeon would your Aeon would run faster.
The Aeon would what?
It would run faster. It's too slow.
Yeah, it runs up to 4,000 millimeters per second.
He's got a wink face on there.
Yeah. All right, let me frame this and see if it's in the right spot. It's off just a bit.
I was watching the Lasermatic compared to the mirror, and I was just rooting for the Lasermatic to speed up and catch up, but it just wouldn't happen.
All right.
Wow. Thank you, Local 478. Appreciate that.
Thank you very much. That is awesome.
Can't seem to get this in the right spot.
If you guys watched my video and you heard that song in the middle where I was burning the Sasquatch on the wallet here, it was pretty funny. I thought it was funny.
Wait, does Steve live in a little town in Minnesota? 3 rusty nails.
Appreciate that.
I know he lives in Minnesota.
That's what I wondered if 3 rusty nails was referring to him.
I don't know what happened there with that water coming out. I probably should have took the lens out and made sure it was clean. It's too late now. I'll do that after it's done. But neither of the chambers of the water separator have water in them.
I'm running 2 passes on this acrylic because I haven't used this 60-watt CO2 galvo on it before. Well, I'm kind of experimenting. All right, here. Now let's compare the speeds.
I'm only running 1,000 millimeters a minute here. I mean 1,000 millimeters a second. This is the RF tube on this one, so it can run a lot faster than a glass tube. That's where the 4,000 millimeters per second comes in. It's because
That's
of
a
the
lot
RF
of colleges. Tube. That's a lot of colleges, Steve, for a city of 50,000.
Yeah, half those students are probably from another state. Steve is saying, actually, let me go to the comments because people watching the replay are not going to be able to see them. Local 1478, thank you for that donation. Much appreciated. I know the other guys probably said thank you already, but I couldn't hear them.
Like where WVU is located in Morgantown, when school is in session, the population doubles.
Yeah. Yeah, college towns are mostly out-of-town kids, it seems.
Okay, Jack, I just sent you those files. I just sent you that file.
Tony is saying if I have a long run of pipe after the separator, you can still get moisture. That's probably what it is, I guess. I've been using that laser every day for since we got the shop set up here, this side of the shop, since we moved it, and I haven't had that issue. I guess maybe it's because of all the being in the 90s and the high humidity, but the air conditioner has been on the whole time. But that's just weird. And it is a long run, so the air compressor, it's about a 25-foot run to the Mira 5. But that's no different than the run that goes over to the RM laser in the shop next door, and I've never had that problem before with that one. I'm pretty sure there's no water in the tank, and that would get caught by the separator. So this text that I'm doing here is it's going to engrave the text and then do the line after fill only on that. And then I changed the settings for the actual main body text so that it's not going to do the line after fill.
Joe Cree, I would set up a call with Dimitri at their support.
Yeah, if you didn't get a quality USB, you might still have problems with it, with the cable. I have a video on setting it up on Wi-Fi on my channel.
Sharon said she just opened up the LMR file and mine was the only one that's there. On my channel or on somebody else's?
Sharon, all those files should be in there. I'll go and check real quick.
They all downloaded for me. I just couldn't for some reason get into mine. Maybe it's because I already had it open. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Dimitri sent the USB cord. Yeah, that the one that Rolly has. I don't think they're really high quality. So you might try a different USB cable, or run it on Wi-Fi like I do. Yeah, I just opened all of them, so all the files are there, Sharon. If you have an issue, delete it. Delete that package, and re-download it. You may have gotten a partial download. Joe, there's a video on my channel for Lasermatic and Wi-Fi. There's two ways that you can connect it. You can connect directly to it, or you can connect through your router. You can register it on the router. But I did a video on that on my channel.
Says I got about 7 minutes left and I can pull these 4 pieces off.
Right now, I can't do any time estimates on in Lightburn because I'm connected by Wi-Fi, so it doesn't give me a time estimate.
I have a 30-foot powered USB cable going from my setup here, under the floor, over, up the wall, around the corner, into my shop, and over to another USB that's powered, and then pushing everything out to my other lasers. And I don't have an issue at all with any of it.
I shared the link to your video, Rich.
Cool.
They will have that now. Matt is making progress.
Bad to the bone, Sharon? Oh, she says she's wrong. She must have zigged when she should have zagged with her mouse.
That's funny. I'm not finding that that video on the Wi-Fi. I'm looking right now.
I shared it already.
You did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, funny. I can't find it myself.
Happens to the best of us, Sharon.
I shared it for you.
I see it there, but I can't click on it, it seems. Send that to me in Messenger, Patrick, that link, so I can go change the title so it can be found in the search.
Right up.
Hey, Jerry.
Thank you, sir. Using Wi-Fi on your diode laser. Well, that's weird.
Hey, Jerry, what's up?
Yeah,
I
this
buy
is
the
the one.
filter material in bulk, and then I cut it on the Lasermatic so it fits the things. And it comes from Amazon. There's two places. I think the last batch I had to get from Amazon because the other place was out.
Wow, that is so strange. I can't find that video in my studio. Huh. Imagine that. I mean, I'm copying the title. There it is, right there. Okay.
This is running the second pass. It's hard to see. Finger is. See a line heading at a negative 45 this way. This way. And that's pass number 2 running.
What
That's
size
just
is
regular
that?
pass. It is almost the piece of acrylic is 10 inches wide, 12 inches tall.
Wow, that's a big job. I'll give you an idea of how mine is coming along. And that is 11.75 inches from one side to the other. This will take a little longer because of the line after fill. But without the line after fill, the entire job takes 16 minutes. But I've
Are you
changed
running
it.
a line after? Are you running line after fill on that small text too?
No. So the small tech, that added an hour and 4 minutes to the job
Okay.
when I was testing it. So I increased the power and slowed the speed to 900 millimeters per second for the small text. So this is the only one that'll have the line after fill right here.
Okay.
Just this part of it. I didn't want to take too long.
Mikey, send me an email at htlcustoms.pro@gmail.com.
Hey, Jerry.
I'll send you the links. I need to know which ones you need.
It sounded like HTL Customs .bro. He said that.
I should do that.
Bro.
That's funny. Bruh.
I wonder if my headphones are working. I really can't
You
hear
hear me?
anything you guys are saying because of all the noise in here.
Sparky.
I still have the one that I did last night, so I'll show you the difference between the two after this job completes. And this line after fill is still going to take a while, but not as long as it would have taken if I did the whole thing with line after fill.
Sorry, it switch.
I wish I was going to LBX, but I can't make it this year. Hey, Nipa.
The one thing you got to do with this magnet stuff is when it's done cutting, you got to wipe the edges off and get all that crap off there.
See if my headphones have power. I haven't used them in a while. Looks like they're dead. Yep. All right, so there goes my line after fill. And I need to talk to Jason about this too, because there's no way that that's doing it. All of my settings are right, and there's no way that it's doing it properly, because it just jumps around. It started on the other side, and now it came over here. I'll be right back, guys.
I'll go ahead and show you guys something. Let's see. Let's see. There. So I designed this little base for ventricle. You can make a lit LED lit sign out of it, and there's a channel in here. Here's a little piece that slides in this channel. That way, you can glue your LED strip right to this channel. And if the LED burn out, or you want to replace them, then all you have to do is pop the channel, print a new channel, and you don't have to print the whole base again. Or if you can get the LED strip off of it, break it, then you just reuse it. Then your acrylic, a 1/2 inch, rests on the channel, so it's not setting directly on the LED. So that will help with heat displacement. So far, this has worked out great. File it in there, set your acrylic on it, and we're good to go. I'm going to put a couple drops of glue on this LED strip and go ahead and do it.
Okay, nobody's talking now. I don't know if my Bluetooth connected.
No, he just got
Yeah,
done talking.
I just finished talking.
Yeah, mine are done if you want to put me up.
Yeah, so I can't. Ay.
Put you up?
I
Got
hate technology.
So there's one of the designs that I took from our air freshener pieces and then just done the magnet. There's another one. The tones are very subtle. You can see it in the legs on this one and the feet, the different changes in the stuff, but it's not as good as I thought it was going to be. So I'm gonna have to rework that. I just put something in there and winged it. So yeah, all these are on my website in their files and stuff, in the little kits and stuff for my air fresheners. But then this is the back of the board. It's just sticks on there good. Cut it out. That way you don't have to have just generic square, oval, round, whatever the pieces that you buy, and then have to cut your patterns to it. You got the freedom to do it however you want to. So I like it. Okay, how do you say that? Savvy Designs by Sean.
It says Go Savvy Designs by Sean.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Much appreciate that, Sean.
Thank you.
Can do that.
So my line after fill is still going, and that's why I turned it off for the main text. But I probably should have done the same thing for the signatures. Put it on a different layer. See how the rest of the text comes out. But you can see that it's not optimizing the path, skipping over lots of stuff and going back. There's a lot of XY movement that's not optimized. Thank you for always sharing. Yeah, that's the purpose of this channel is quick and easy projects that anybody can do. So we provide the files on purpose. This way you guys can follow along with us.
So you
One
yelled at me
purpose
for
with a
doing
purpose.
overly complicated stuff, and then I just got a message the other day saying, how come you don't do any complicated stuff anymore?
I can't hear a thing that you say, Jeremy. It's so noisy in here. Got my volume up to 100%. It's not you. It's on my end.
Larry, right there. I just take this stuff and push it down. I tried using a squeegee and it just left weird marks on it, and I didn't like it.
I must be something with the line after fill. No, I have all of my settings optimized. So Lightburn has never done the line after fill efficiently. In other words, where it does one complete word and then moves on to the next that's directly next to it. It just skips around in all different places. I'm surprised it hasn't gone up to the top and done some up there already.
Thank you, Shutter Dog.
Thank you, Shutter Dog. Much appreciated. $20 from Shutter Dog. We appreciate the donations. All of that money goes to the guys so that they can buy supplies, so we can do this for you every 2 weeks. Thank you so much for the donations.
All right,
Thank you, Shutter Dog. I had to go get the remote from LEDs.
One hot tip about putting this magnet stuff on the back is if it's not smooth plywood, I run a piece of 220 foam backer with sponge blocks over it, blow it off the air compressor, and then I put a medium coat of clear coat on it, let that dry, sand that down smooth, and then that gives a chemical bond to the plywood with this stuff, and it helps it not come off. Yeah, my this one I did line after fill and it jumped all over the place too, and I didn't know what was going on. I immediately went into my optimization stuff and it was all set the way it needed to be.
So 3 rusty nails. It's not the laser. It's Lightburn that does the optimization of the file. And so you'll get the same results on any laser. It doesn't matter what it is. It is actually doing a pretty good job of staying in the same area tonight. Hello from Huntsville, Alabama. Almost a neighbor. Hey, Pop-Up. Good to see you. Is that a new name that you got there? That Pop-Up Moose 5359? Looks different than usual.
Okay, for Go Savvy Designs by Sean, I have your pair character.
Patriotic.
Even 4th of July theme.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Thank you for the reminder, Jerry.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can all hit that like button, we'd appreciate it. And even if you can come back and make a comment after the live stream, that would be great too. All of those things help us to grow, which we're growing at a snail's pace for the last year.
Sean, if you want that image, just send me an email and we'll send it to you. Sales@lightsource.com.
I couldn't get in using my other sign-in name. That's why I'm using local 478. Okay.
Hey, Barb. Better late than never.
If you guys want to see how that line after fill is coming along, pop that up for a second. It's looking really good. I did do one of these last night in my Patreon live stream, and it took forever, hour and 20 minutes to do the whole thing with the line after fill, versus 16 minutes to do the whole thing without the line after fill. So tonight I sort of cut it down the middle. The names in YouTube were showing the email names last night. I think YouTube does that from time to time to pick up possible fraudulent accounts and bots. I've never seen that before.
Oh, that's interesting, Nipa. It's not doing it on mine or Jeremy's screen.
What is it doing on my channel?
Go in the email or something? Email name?
Oh.
I'm seeing some of the other names pop up that, like Local and Mr. Snake. They're saying that's not their actual their sign-ins. I'm seeing some of those. I don't know. Pops looks normal on mine, I think.
I don't recall seeing those numbers after Pop's name before. 5359 or whatever it was.
Quality, we leave that up to the customer. Although we are getting oils in to put at the table so they can buy with it. That will be happening soon. My wife just got off the phone with the lady and got all the lowdown and the information on how we got to go about doing that, and she figured it out. So now we just got to figure out what we want to get together and little itty bitty like 3 ml bottles to give to people. Probably put them out for like 50 cents or $1 or whatever it's going to end up being.
Thank you for that support, Three Dogs. I remember seeing you there last night. Tonight's going to be a little shorter, I hope. We try and keep these live streams down to 90 minutes if we can. Seems that most people like it between 60 and 90 minutes.
Okay, Pop has 2. There's Pop Moose, and then there's @Pop Moose with some numbers behind it. I've got 2 of them showing up on mine.
Yeah. Yep, I see the pop Moose. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, it looks like mine finished the line after fill on the bottom, and now it's working on the top, and then it'll go to work on the text. The text should be pretty quick. I think the next one I do for the final, I'm going to do one of these on true flat plywood with the linen look, and I think I'm gonna look at all 4 of them that I've made so far and figure out which settings are the best. I might just go with no line after fill and just lower the power down. I'm gonna find out tonight. You see how it's jumping around up at the top? So you would think that it would do one entire word. Now it just jumped down the line. Now it jumped over a word. Now it jumped down the line.
I was wondering about that in your double click on your thing in the advanced section if you had flood fill on.
Well, I did. My optimization settings are all right. I can show them to you. So if you take a look, over here on the laser tab, optimization settings, I've got layer, group, and priority. So those are right. And everything is checked in here. So
Yep.
choose best starting point, choose corners, choose best direction. All of that is the way it should be set. And it still jumps all over the place.
But in your cuts and layers is what I was asking. If
I really can't hear what you're saying, Jeremy, until I turn my air compressor off.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Sorry, I forgot you can't hear nothing.
I have my speakers up to 100% now, so surprised it's not echoing. Oh, Pop-Up says it depends on what channel he's commenting. Oh, he's logged into different accounts. That's why. We're different channels. All right, and we're back to just engraving again. And I've lowered the speed on this engraving now to, well, I'm on the wrong screen here. Let me go back to the comment screen. Oh, there's Patrick's. That came out great.
Oh, wow.
It's not too bad. I think I just need to tweak the setting on this 60 watt CO2 a little bit, but let me see. Get it to do something different.
And Pop-Up, Barbara is still and has been in our prayers.
Yep.
Barbara had her second chemo yesterday.
These LED strips that I use are amazing. They're very densely packed LEDs for an LED strip. I have to get a link to share them with you guys, but there's a lot of them.
Cool.
Oh, yeah.
I just bought tons of different.
Oh, go ahead.
I just want to say there's all kinds of different patterns you can do, and you can connect them to an Arduino and then use the Wi-Fi LED program and program it exactly the way you want them to be.
Worldwide friendly designs. What do you got in mind? Shatterbrains. What do you got in mind?
Well, this is the 4th of July holiday here in the U.S., so that's why we're doing this. If you want something specific, you could always request it, for your country.
And now this is running the offset of the design with an offset fill. So it runs a little faster, but I wanted it to be darker and just to give it a different look. So we'll see how it turns out. Then it'll cut it out. Wait, were we on that one or the chat? We were on chat. Well, thank you guys. I will get you the LED link. They have them in non-waterproof and waterproof for outside, and they're not just like in the clear coating that they put over them. They're actually in a silicone sleeve, I guess you could say.
Let's see. Canada Day comes up on July 1st. We won't have another broadcast before Canada Day. So we can't help you on that one. But if you guys want to request something and you're from another country, let us know, at least a month in advance, and one of us will design something for you.
Yeah, absolutely. We can do that.
Uh-oh,
Yeah.
somebody's got a fire. Shatterbrains. I hope it's not a bad fire.
Yeah, or laser fire. I hope that's not what happened.
Oh, no, it looks like I moved that text down lower when I was editing that file. I'm going to go back and look at that. Yeah, I sure did. Put that in the wrong place. I must
Yeah,
have.
that would look good on a mirror. What'd you put in the wrong place?
This text right here. I must have moved it by mistake. Now I'm moving some of the letters too. Oh well. It is what it is. I always make these kind of mistakes. It's supposed to be up here like that. Let me see what else I moved with it. I moved this.
Patrick, you have filter cover for the MK2 unit?
Filter cover? Yes. That is one of Jeremy's. And Jeremy's filter material.
So here you can see, Patrick, I moved the
Oh, down a little bit. I
yeah.
see.
When I was changing the layer on this, my mouse must have moved it down just a little bit without me realizing it. But that's okay because this is just a test to see how it comes out.
I did that on 8 pair of earrings by accident, and I moved the earring hole up, and then I copied and pasted how many I needed, and I just burned them, and it was within a half a millimeter from the top, so I had to throw them all out.
Well, this was just a test to see how that text would come out without the line after fill. I think I'm going to wind up doing the whole project on the True Flat Linen without the line after fill. I'm just going to raise the power and lower the speed a little more. It looks like it's pretty close. I'm going to go actually walk over there and take a look. Somebody's asking for the filter cover for the Mark II. That would be Jeremy. Jeremy, you want to answer that?
Yeah, I thought he was just asking if he had it on there, and he said he did, and it was mine. So, yeah, I mean, it's on my website, HTLCustoms.com. No, it's not. That's not the name of it. I'm an idiot. HoldTheLineCustoms.com. It's long. They wouldn't give me the other one. I have no idea what the MechPow X4 Pro 22 watt is.
I'm going to see if I can move my speakers a little bit.
Yeah, it was me that made those. Up behind me on the shelf is the lineage of where we started, from the wood ones to the plastic to 3D print, and now we've got these, and I got filters for the Easy Goes, and I also dropped it. I also have one that's specifically designed for the 10 watt, the Mark 1, or whatever they call it, Lasermatic 10. So, got that one done too.
That should be a little bit better. I moved the speaker up front.
You're welcome, Woodworker Gene. Yeah, the STL files are available on my website as well. You can buy it already pre-made and then get the filters with it when you order it, or you can print it and get the filter material off Amazon. Doesn't matter.
Now, it looks like I may have moved that file. No, just one direction. Patrick's is still going nuts with that line after fill. I love watching the line after fill.
That's a
offset
separate
fill.
offset.
Yeah, that's offset
Yep.
fill. Yeah. I love watching
It's not
that.
too much longer.
It's mesmerizing. And you can read the LED light too on that reflection on the cover.
Oh my! Yeah, you can. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Wow, finally mine's coming down to the end. I wonder how long this job took. Unfortunately, on the Mira 5, it doesn't tell me in Lightburn when you connect by Wi-Fi. It doesn't tell you how much time has expired or how much time is left. And on the Eon control pad, it only tells you how much time is left. It may tell you after the job how long it took. I never did check that.
I might not get around to the leatherette as long as this is taking.
Yeah, we're already at hour and 15 minutes. The leatherette's quick, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yours looks like it's almost done, Patrick.
Yeah, it's getting close. Just a cut, and then it should be finished.
Mine is almost done. And I'm wondering now why it didn't do the line after fill on the top, on the title. Wow, that's weird. Well, maybe it did.
I watched. Yeah, it did the very top stuff, but it looks like that first letter it didn't do. It doesn't look as thick or dark.
It looks like what?
It just doesn't look as dark as that first letter on the top title. Doesn't look as dark as
Yeah, probably because it's it's because the letters are much bigger. That's why. Looks like I got a couple of pieces out of place on that when I moved that text.
Thank you, Jim.
The power supplies I use aren't just for those little short strips of LEDs. Aren't meant to power, 100-foot strip. So I use the cheap power supplies. But I will get you a link to those.
All right, there goes my cut. And no, the U is not capitalized. It wasn't back then. I may have been off just a little bit on the framing too. Oh, it's right there on the edge. All right, I'm going to go dust it off and I'll bring it back and see what we got.
Yeah, these filter kits. It's if anybody's ever seen the movie Robots, where he goes to Robot City to meet his hero, and the tagline was "See a need, fill a need," and I don't know. I just saw a need to keep the crud out of the top of the filters or out of the top of the fan and out of the whole module casing itself. So I just started working on something and it just came together. If you'd have told me a couple of years ago I'd have been doing this, I'd have told you were nuts.
So if you're going to connect or wanting to use longer strips, I would have to double check the load rating of the LED strip for the full strip, and then just get an appropriate amperage power supply. Hey, mine's done too. Yay.
Oh, now I can hear again.
What'd you say?
I said, now I can hear again. I've got everything turned off.
I had to do it.
I hear you. All right, so I'm ready to show this one off.
Mine's not done.
Here we go. So this is the final product. And I think I am going to only do the line after fill on the top on the final project. But I think that came out pretty good. And just doing that, I don't know why there's a line after fill over there at the top. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So if you want to see a comparison to yesterday's project, this is yesterday's that was all line after fill. And this one is today's. I really like the one without the line after fill because the text is so small.
Yeah, just kind of muddled it up a little bit, didn't it?
Yeah. But up on the top, the line after fill looks great. So that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, this came out really nice. I just have to run a test on the true flat plywood, and I'm going to do it without the line after fill, except for the top.
The 30-watt laser, the 30-watt module that I have is cutting through, just in case somebody wants to know, the magnet strip and the wood, the 3mm plywood. I'm doing 800. Yeah, 800 speed, 100 power, 2 passes.
Let's see what Patrick's is doing here.
Oh, for some reason,
It stopped?
my cut speed was off. It's done now. So
Oh.
I had to rerun it. Luckily, I got it back in the right spot.
Okay.
That's sweet, wasn't it?
He's got to run it again.
Uh-oh. Thanks,
And
Nipa.
I indexed it on the honeycomb.
I mean, it cuts it.
Yeah, I cut magnet all the time. I use the same one except gold. What color is yours, Jeremy?
What color? What?
The magnet. Yeah.
Black, dark.
Black. Yeah, I use the gold. I like the gold ones.
3 Rusty Nails. If you go to my YouTube channel and click on the video, the link to the magnet sheets are in the description, and you get 12 pieces of like 8x10.
I don't know if I have mine laying around. They do come in different colors, though.
Well, you have to have your ventilation set up so
Yeah, absolutely.
if you don't get smoke in your area when you're cutting wood, you're not going to get the stuff from this either.
Everything's in a mess in here still from moving stuff around, so I don't know where mine is, but mine is a nice gold color.
I just wouldn't open the lid and sniff it as soon as it's done. I'd let it evacuate for a minute or two before you do it.
Yeah, you should always let your smoke extractor evacuate for a minute or two.
Unlike when you're burning cherry wood, then you open that up as soon as it's done and just let it come out.
No. Cherry wood, cedar. Lots of people love they say, oh, I love the smell of a campfire. But You know, my rule is that if you can smell it, it's bad for your lungs.
I don't know. I grew up with a wood stove for my entire life, and I'm 50, and I'm fine.
Yeah, yeah. Three Rusty Nail saying that he has a 6-inch
Yep, that's what I've got.
smoke extraction.
402 or 405 CFM, whatever it is, and I run it on high.
Next door, I've got 1400 CFM, the one that goes out through the roof. That's also an air scrubber upstairs, a 5-stage air scrubber. But I haven't used that in a while because the filters, the first 2 filters, are sort of clogged on it. And I called my AC guy that originally did the first job, and it's like $600 to replace those filters. So thanks, Rob.
Sharon, I do this at 800 speed, 100 power, and 2 passes. Your mileage may vary. But I have a brand spanking new module too, because with Dimitri and getting another module over here to test against mine, figured out that mine was bad, so they sent me another one.
The one I sent you was bad?
Yeah, I couldn't get it
new.
to cut. I couldn't get it to cut through 3mm plywood at 400, barely over 500 millimeters, and 100 power.
And it wasn't the lens? You checked the
Nope.
lens?
I ordered new lenses and put brand new I did everything I could possibly do.
That's odd. That was a brand new module that I sent you. I know they've been having some problems with the modules, and Leo's been in discussion with the manufacturer of the actual module, so they're replacing any of them that go bad. And Ernie, he was using the 30-watt.
Yeah.
They're
I told
replacing.
Leo not to send me anything until I was done with my testing.
Yeah, but they're going to resolve that problem pretty quickly, or change module manufacturers, I guess. But Leo did say that they're working on the quality control on those. Patrick, what are you doing? We're waiting on you.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out what was wrong with it. The Lasermatic didn't cut through after 3 different times, but it didn't line up properly.
Have you
Even lowered the speed.
Clean your lens lately?
Oh, I'm sure it probably does need cleaned.
It looked like it was a little high. Was it phase strike?
It might have been.
You know, I said it right before we went live.
Patrick resorted to cutting out by hand.
I didn't hear the jigsaw running though.
So I'm going to put a coat of this on it real quick. So we'll see how it looks.
Yeah, that's the thing with mine that I just showed off the thing, is it doesn't have any clear coat on it yet, so it'll pop the color a little better once the clear coat gets on.
I like just using this walrus oil and nothing else.
I like using that too. I like either walrus oil, linseed oil, or cutting board oil. What is this one that I've got here?
You ever see them juice a walrus to get the oil out of it?
Squeeze them like a lemon.
Danish oil is another one of my favorites. I'm looking through my finishing table here.
Oh yeah, I've got some cherry Danish oil that I use.
I don't know where my walrus oil went. Cutting board oil. Huh. That's weird.
Need some more.
I think I showed it in the video, so it's probably lost in the shop here somewhere.
That's how all my stuff is. Lost.
Yeah, Sharon, when I started to cut through this, I just took the top corner, I put a little square on there, and I literally just popped it on 800, 100 power, 2 passes, and you have to push it through it just a little bit, and that's it. Any more than that, and it wouldn't have cut. Less than that, it'll probably fall through fine. But I have had no issues with that speed having a clean cut, so that's what I used. It was just a wild guess on where to start.
All right, let me get most of the excess off of here. Hey, that's going to be worth hanging up. Here you go.
Oh, that's nice.
There, that's straight.
Yeah, that came out nice.
Stay right here. It just didn't cut quite.
You may have hit a patch of glue there or something.
Yeah, you got a glue patch or something in
Awesome.
there.
Yeah, I think that turned out real nice.
It looks beautiful. There are more stars on the left side of it than the right.
Yeah, it's
because the scroll leans over that way.
The scroll, yeah, exactly. It's a scroll.
But shouldn't there be 13 stars?
I don't know. I didn't count them.
I think it should be 13.
13.
Anyway, we're right at our 90-minute mark. We're at 91 minutes. So at least we got Patrick didn't get to his hat patch, but at least we got to everything.
I'll do
else
one in 2 weeks. I'll do a hat patch.
Okay. So I just want to remind everybody about the comments from earlier. If you're from somewhere else in the world and you have different holidays that you celebrate and you want one of us to address those holidays, just let us know like a month in advance, and we'll be happy to create some projects for your holiday as well. But today we're focusing on July 4th because we're not going to see you all before July 4th. So I hope that everybody has a great July 4th and a safe July 4th with their families this year. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Quick, I just got a message from one of our patrons. He's taking his wife to the ER, so he's asking for prayer.
Okay. You want to say a quick prayer before we go?
I can do that.
Okay.
Lord, again, with everything, we just lift you up, and we thank you for what we were able to do and what you've given us as far as our abilities. Continue to pray for Pop and his wife as they're going through things. We thank you for pulling Rich out of what he was going through, and we just lift up his brother, Lord, that he's taking his wife to ER right now. We just ask you to be with him and bless him. In Jesus' name, amen.
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 All right. So thank you for that, Jeremy. And thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you all again in 2 weeks with more quick and easy projects that anybody can do. So see you in 2 weeks.
Cool. Bye, everybody.
Thank you all. We appreciate it.